welcome. You have now entered the cosmic radio receptors of KCIW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's real-time 100th fabulous
It's 100. Yay, good for us. 100 shows down.
It is another great example for our Ladies First segment.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm Dr. GiGi, and my co-host is, as always, Jacques Kepner. How are you today?
I'm doing fine for the 100th show. Officially, I've been telling people it's the past 2 months. It's our 100th show. I thought it was close. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Doc Jacques 100th Radio Variety Show. Special thanks to sound engineers Tom Bozak, Ray Simon, Michael Gorse, somewhere out there, Linda Bozak, and others. You're hearing this live syndicated show here on KCIW in Brookings, Oregon. And that said, the same syndicated show will play in exactly 1 week from today, next Wednesday, at 8 a.m. on KZZH 96.7 FM in Eureka, Humboldt, and then a few hours later at my old alma mater, 1 o'clock, KFUG 101.1 FM in Crescent City. So now you know, Dr. GiGi and I have your coast covered. All right. Wait, before I go to this, I want to say, do you have any special call-outs to anybody?
Yes, I do.
You do, Doctor. Tell us about it.
Hallo, Lukas. Grüße den Sam von mir.
Oh, she's talking German to her son.
And hello, John Strom. I hear you listening. Shout out to John. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you.
And Sam. Hey, Sam, if you're listening with Lucas, right?
I said Sam.
Oh.
In German.
Oh, darn it. Now I know. All right. What medical marvels, good medicine, and health tips does my German medical doctor, patent holding scientist, and university professor have for us today on this week's health segment of MDGG?
Well, today we are going to talk about blood pressure medication. Often I see patients with severely elevated blood pressure, and then they say, I feel fine. I do not need any blood pressure medication. To which then I always try to explain the following. We do not feel the high blood pressure because our body compensates for the elevated pressure by strengthening the blood vessels.
And we found out last week when we talked about the kidneys, that the kidneys are the ones that pretty much regulate all your blood pressure, right?
Darn tootin'.
All right, folks, Dr. GiGi just told me that I have acute appendicitis. I asked her if that was better than an ugly one. Okay, Doc, keep going. I'm sorry.
All right. So let's go back to my serious blood pressure thing. The strengthening of the arteries has the adverse effect of narrowing and stiffening of the arteries. And when this happens, they're now called atherosclerotic arteries.
Oh, that's a big word. Ooh.
Once these arteries stiffen, the heart must push harder to circulate the blood.
That makes sense.
Which then increases the pressure and causes additional hardening, which leads to atherosclerotic plaque formation until at some point, no more or only a little bit,
something's got to give.
The blood doesn't make it through the plaque. So this causes the tissue around the blockage or beyond the blockage to get less oxygen and nutrients, and they will get damaged then.
What is a dead artery called? Does it kill it? I mean, or it could just...
No, the artery is fine, but the tissue that the artery or the arterioles or the capillaries provide the oxygen and the
they can't get to
food to. They can't get to.
So it then necrosizes? What's the word? Necrosizes, or it dies?
Well, it gets clogged up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, Doc, what's the opposite of...
tissue can necrosize.
Yeah. What's the opposite of antibiotics, Doctor? Uncle Biotics. Hey, I finally got Robin to crack a smile on that one. All right, what else?
All right. Boy, I don't know your jokes and my serious thing here.
Well, it's a new format that we're working on.
So when you have the hardening of the arteries and the narrowing of the blood vessels and no more tissue getting the nutrients and the oxygen, this process then raises the likelihood for heart attack, stroke, dementia, heart failure, kidney problems, nerve damage, vision problems, and more.
Whoa.
So what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is defined as the pressure of blood against the walls of the arteries as the heart pumps it through the body.
Well, I'm no good at math, Doctor, as you know. Yeah. But I heard that 5 out of every 3 people struggle with it, too.
You touch some
All right.
funny boy.
Remembering last week. What about-
So remember, that's mine. Thank you. Last week when I said our baseline long-term blood pressure is regulated at the kidney.
Right. We learned that.
The heart regulates sudden blood pressure changes, adjusting how fast and how forcefully the heart beats, which in turn is based on the body's demands and autonomic signals. And that's why a lot of people think the cardiologist should regulate the blood pressure because the cardiologists want it very low. That's what they want, so the heart doesn't get any damage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Talking about the hearts, 9 out of 10 cardiologists concur that the absolute worst time to have a heart attack is while playing charades.
That's pretty. All right. So let's talk about the actual talk, the blood pressure medication, because that's what I think is really, really cool. So
Okay.
the actual blood pressure medication tries to treat certain things, right? The first real blood pressure medication on the market was chlorothiazide in 1958.
That's the year of my birthday.
That is
58.
Yes.
Chlor-
So
what
it's
was
not that old. Well,
Oh,
it's
Lord.
kind of old.
You're so good at saying these names fast.
So its function was to prevent the reuptake of the sodium in the kidneys. Remember, we're talking about
Yeah,
the kidneys
that's right.
from what is filtered through the kidney sponge. And then when the sodium is not taken back up into the kidneys, then it has to be excreted in the urine. But
You're in trouble.
but but we don't pee out sodium or sodium chloride as little salt crystals, so
Right.
it actually drags water out of it as well. So we have less blood volume.
Okay.
With that, we have less blood pressure. There's less volume to pressure around.
So with less blood volume, the blood pressure goes down as the heart has to pump, less forcefully and less
And less often.
Very interesting. Well, I went to see Dr. GiGi about my short-term memory problems. The first thing she did was make me pay in advance. Whoa. Shows you how much influence I have on her.
So now we're in the 60s. In the 60s, we have
Hey,
that
peace.
brought us beta blockers, beta 1 blockers. And they block the receptors that activate the heart from beating faster as we're stressed, right? Our heart goes faster. So that is the stress hormone that goes to the beta 1 receptors, and then our heart beats faster. So if we're blocking that, then our heart cannot beat faster and therefore lowers the blood pressure in that way. Beta blockers are not very good blood
They're
pressure
not, but they
medications.
were like the cutting
But-
edge.
They were in the 60s. They were
Really?
it. And those drugs include metoprolol, propranolol, and a lot of drugs that end with olol or beta blockers. It's true. Now, in the 60s, we also have the advent of the calcium channel blockers. The calcium channel blockers are used for blood pressure a different way. They dilate the arterioles and therefore give us more relaxed passageway of the blood to go through the blood pressure, and the blood pressure is lowered that way. Examples of that one end with dipin, amlodipine, felodipine, etc.
You call me Dip all the time. Hey, do you know that I went to the worst faith healer last night? Seriously, the worst. He was so bad, a gal in a wheelchair got up and she walked out. Okay, we're into the 70s now, Doc.
In the 70s, now we have the newer, so-called newer ones. They're the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, or ACE inhibitors.
Okay.
And after that, the angiotensin receptor blockers, or ARBs. So they prevent a major pathway that usually gets initiated by the kidneys when the blood pressure drops. So when the blood pressure drops, it starts that cascade, and so then it increases the blood pressure. Now, when we're inhibiting that, we actually lower the blood pressure. And those are the newest, coolest as of the 1970s, I guess. The ACE inhibitors end with Pril. There is lisinopril.
Lisinopril, I've heard of that.
nasopril.
Benazepril?
Yep.
See, I'm good.
And examples of the ARBs end with sartan. There's
Sartan.
losartan, valsartan. It's
Whoa. Hey, Doc, what do you call a nose without a body?
what?
Nobody knows.
Goodness gracious.
Okay, I'm going to be wrapping this up. All of those are the main groups of blood pressure medications. There are some more. And there are other ways to keep our blood pressure low, including weight loss. Weight loss is basically always the answer if you're overweight.
Yes, eating well.
Regular exercise
Mushrooms.
and diet adjustment.
Eat lots of mushrooms. I ate a bunch of mushrooms yesterday, and I put them on a slice of pickle, mushroom, and a little mustard, and it was like a 0-calorie
Yeah,
meal.
you made me a little. Oh, that was good.
It was good, right?
Yeah, it was really good. Mhm.
All right. Is that it, Doc? I understood about half what you said today, but that's okay.
I heard all your jokes, though.
You know, they used to time me with a stopwatch, but now they use a calendar. Scientists have recently discovered that protons actually have mass. Did you know that? I didn't know they were Catholic. Did you? Kathleen Dixon, you're invited every show, please. Just sit in that chair right over there and just laugh at the microphone. I'm giving our guest away, but let me have a little short prologue here. Thank you for that, Doctor. That was very enlightening. I think I understand 1/10 of it, but it was pretty good. I don't have high blood pressure, right?
No.
No, I'm good. You know, folks, there's something profound about people who spend their time thinking about mushrooms. Not just thinking, I'm going to call it obsessing. The kind of folks who wake up at dawn after a rain, put on their boots, and disappear into the coastal forests with nothing but a basket and an almost religious sense of purpose. In a way, I admire them. There's something different about the foragers of the mushroom fruit. Now, when the organizers of this coming week, Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival in Brookings, Oregon takes place at the Checo Brewery for 2 awesome days, you will find out that this is not a typical craft fair festival. Instead, prepare to meet mycology mystics, fungal philosophers. How about this one? Spore whisperers.
I like that.
Or people who understand. Just they announce I'm a spore whisperer.
I'm going to use it. I will.
Do it. So fungal philosopher and a mycology mystic. But these are people that understand beneath every footstep in our forest, there's an invisible highway of mycelium connecting trees, sharing nutrients, passing on messages about the natural world that we're only beginning to decode. They will tell you, if you ask them over a cup of mushroom coffee, that mushrooms are nature's ultimate magicians because they can appear overnight like secrets made visible. They break down death and they transform it into life. And they're neither plant nor animal, but something gloriously strange and in between, almost different worlds, reminding us that our world contains more mystery than categories can hold. So, when this dedicated crew decided to celebrate fungi, they didn't just plan a festival. They crafted an invitation, a chance for the rest of us to slow down, look closer, and remember that wonder isn't reserved for exotic places. It's right here. It's pushing up through the forest floor, hiding under logs, fruiting from trees, and often and impossibly wonderful colors. This coming weekend, they will guide foraging walks, host identification sessions, and probably geek out over the difference between a chanterelle and a false chanterelle with the enthusiasm most people reserve for sports playoffs. There will be mushroom art. Oh, I forgot to bring my mushroom piece. Oh, darn it. There's going to be demos about cooking demos the joy that when a community comes around, gathering around something so beautifully and wonderfully unique. And the organizers of the Wild River Mushroom Festival, I've been laughing so much my nose.
Me too.
I don't have a. Oh, there is a napkin thrown. Oh my God! Thank you. Okay. So, the organizers. Well, I'll just skip on here. So here is to those that find magic in the margins and build community around curiosity, for they are the planners and the dreamers of decomposition, and they find beauty in the breakdown. reminding us all that sometimes the most interesting things lie in the shadows, just waiting to pop up and dazzle us. So, without any further hubris from me, I'd like to introduce our guests today on the Doc and Jacques show. Welcome, Kathleen Dixon and Robin Rush. Hey, you two. And that was Kathleen Dixon that was laughing throughout. And Robin would occasionally go, I would hear it a little bit.
I'm smiling.
She was smiling. Welcome to the show, but you got to be on the show all the time, Kathleen.
I have to let everyone know. I have to reassure people we have not been doing mushrooms.
Right. Or anything else. It's a hunter's stroll, though.
But I am, darn it. You uncovered me. Oh, my goodness.
All right, Kathleen and Robin, thank you for being here. We have to ask you the normal beginning questions. What is your title and position in both of you in this organization? Robin?
I am a member of the club and I'm a volunteer with the Mushroom Festival.
All right. Excellent.
And I do personal, my own personal hunting and foraging.
Hunting, mushroom hunting, that is.
In the Brookings area, just pretty much?
Yeah.
How about Kathleen?
Well, so first, Robin's selling herself a little short. She actually is the right-hand man for Yerma, who is our hike leader. And Robin and Yerma corral 15 people 8 different times over the course of this 2-day festival and make sure they get where they're going, have a lot of fun hunting mushrooms, looking at mushrooms, etc. So she's an integral part of our group.
So you're going to be one of those people that's actually leading or following everybody behind?
Organizing them and getting them signed up to where they're going to be hunting.
Right on. Yeah. Okay.
Herding cats.
There you go.
Yeah. So as far as me, so what was the question again?
What's your title and position in the Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival or Wild Rivers Mushroom Club?
So I'm the current president because nobody else wants the job. And we founded the Mushroom Festival in 2017. So I kind of make sure things are all getting done and find great people like Robin to take on some of the different duties of running a festival such as ours. I try really hard not to do it all by myself. We love having a committee of people who puts this on. And without all of them, this would not be happening. So that's who I am.
We just found out you're a 501c3 now.
We did become a 501 the beginning of this year. End of last year, something like that.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Wild Rivers Mushroom Club is it is? Oh.
Yeah, that's the organization, and Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival is our main fundraising event.
So when is that taking place?
The festival is this Saturday and Sunday, November 8th and 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Chetco Brewing Company, 830 Railroad Avenue.
In Brookings.
Brookings.
And for you folks that are hearing this in Eureka and Crest City next week, the festival will already be over. But the Humboldt Eureka has a big mushroom club, and they always are throwing events too. So keep your eye out open for that.
So what is different this year with the Wild Mushroom Festival versus the other year?
And how long has it been around?
2017, so it is 8 years old.
Well, then of course we had to stop in 2020 and 2021.
COVID,
the COVID break. Yeah. So this is actually our 6th time, something like that. So
still very good. So what is different now than it was last year, for example?
What is different now than last year?
In terms of the club or the festival?
The festival.
Well, it's either one.
We're doing less hikes.
You're doing less hikes?
Because we're getting older? Or is it because it's...
We tried to do 16 last year, and Robin can attest.
Well, it's in demand, really. Doing less is not good. Having more is better, but it can be a bit strained for the people that are the leaders and going to the different places that they look can get kind of trampled. But it's very popular, and everybody really learns a lot, and that's hands-on.
And you're on in the brewery this year, right? And so you have more place, you have more space to show.
We went to the brewery last year for the first time and to try it out. We weren't sure if a working business would work for us, but Mike and Alex are fabulous.
They're fabulous people.
Right.
And they've made it work, and they give us that entire warehouse space, plus we use their sunroom, the room out front for our lectures. We are expanding this year. We've got a second venue for some of the workshops, Brookings Event Center, which is at 800 Chetco Avenue. And there are 3 things going on there. So, we're trying to bring to the people who come to this what they're looking for. And Robin's right. The hikes are super popular. And if we had more volunteers, hint, hint, we could do more hikes. Hint, hint. So, but we bring in all kinds of experts and all kinds from beginner classes to expert classes, cooking classes, like you said. We've got a lady coming to teach how you dye fabric with mushrooms.
Whoa.
We've got a guy coming to show you how to grow mushrooms on logs, things like that. As far as what's different this year, every year is a little different because we bring in different speakers and different vendors. But always is that giant display of up to 200 different varieties of mushrooms, all found within about 50 miles of Brookings.
And you brought in some mushrooms. I'm not going to try them, but yeah, they look very, very spongy on the bottom there.
Yeah.
No gills.
No, there's gills.
Oh, there are gills?
That has gills.
Let me see that. That's
See,
like
this
the
is-
top of a pumpkin.
So that looks like a half a more than a golf ball size. Like
this
a
thing is-
softball size.
This is the size of... Yeah.
Softball,
It's
eh?
probably a rusula, and people say that differently. That's how I say it, which is just to say that it's a gilled mushroom. I don't know what rusula it is. I can't tell. I am no expert. It's probably not edible. It's probably not poisonous. And these are popping everywhere right now. They're just white. But does it taste good?
No, he
Does it
didn't.
taste bitter?
No, he didn't.
But it has little gills. Once it was like a sponge, but then when a little piece broke off, it has gills underneath there. How interesting. Wow.
Yeah, and these little guys, I don't know what they are either. They also have gills. See?
Oh, yeah.
They're like little long-stemmed,
Yellowish.
yellowish
Now, what happens
mushrooms,
if-
like in Alice in Wonderland. I mean, they just look
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
they're
mushrooms
small.
that you-
Now, if you hold these or bruise these and they turn purple right away, what does that usually mean?
It depends because different varieties of mushrooms have different features. And some mushrooms, when you touch the stem or the cap, they'll stain blue. If it's a bolete, for instance, a boletus type, then that staining blue will tell you which boletus it is.
Whoa.
But, lots of mushrooms stain blue, but lots don't. There are some mushrooms that stain red when you touch them. There are some mushrooms that when you pick them, they start to exude a milky substance from their gills. Those are generally called milk caps. There are some mushrooms when you pick them, if you hold on to them for more than 12 or so hours, they start to melt. They ink out, as it said. They're ink caps. And what they're doing is they're deliquescing, I believe is the right word.
Oh, my goodness.
They're
Deliquescent.
Worse than the medical term.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're that's their spore. That black liquid stuff is their spore, and they're just basically sending their spore where.
Or whispering.
A trip. And I mean, mushrooms predate dinosaurs. Billion years? I don't know how many millions.
One of our club members is pretty sure mushrooms came to us from outer space.
Wow.
And that's not
That is cool.
that's for reals. I mean, he thinks they came with the meteor.
Well, they have the same mitochondria. They have the same DNA. They have this like us on Earth.
Yeah.
So
Well, they don't.
like-
They're more like they're not like a plant.
nope,
You know-
they're in between.
you know
They're
what I
like plant is not like an animal. It can have its own little.
I did
kingdom,
not
right?
know that mushrooms, like human beings, they breathe in oxygen and they release carbon dioxide.
Yeah,
now,
because
no
they have
other
the same
plant.
chemical.
I
It's
don't
not a
know.
plant.
It's not a plant. Yeah, it's between a
it's a
plant and an
fungi.
animal.
But you know what? So
Fungi. Yeah,
Fungi.
Yeah,
I
it's a
won't make a joke
fungi.
on that one. All right. Is
We've
this-
heard them all.
Yeah. I was telling him jokes beforehand. This would get me sniffly up. Is this year and fall going down is a very good year for mushrooms?
Robin, you want to take that one?
I think there's a lot out there, but obviously not all of them are edible. So you got to know what you're doing. But I've been out in the woods a couple of times just in the last couple of weeks, and there's a ton of stuff out there.
Lots
so
of stuff.
it just depends on what you're looking for. If you're a scientist and looking for samples of unusual things, they're out there. But for a chanterelle hunter, which is what I usually do, it's hit and miss. You just have to kind of time it.
you're right. It depends on the water, right? How much and the temperature.
Yes.
I mean, they're usually coming out after the water, and we have
Yes.
big water coming down.
It just depends on when they decide to come up, because if they come up too soon and it gets hot, then they're going to dry
Yeah.
out. If they come up and it's getting too wet, then they're going to get all...
Now we have here. Are they mostly coming out in the fall here, or or in the spring too? Which one is the
one where I go, it's usually fall.
the fall?
I don't know about spring. Do you do?
Because Jacques,
That's in
didn't you
Missouri.
say
Yeah,
in Missouri they come out in
they come
spring?
the morels come out, and they just, it's morel, Missouri is just synonymous. There's so many of them. That's the spring.
Depending on the varieties, it makes a difference when they pop. For instance, what Robin's referring to are chanterelles. Here in our region, chanterelles usually pop right after the first rains, generally September, although you can find chanterelles along the Oregon Coast Trail in the fog as early as July.
No.
Chanterelles in the East Coast generally pop in the summer because that's when it rains. Morels, like you say, in the Midwest, that's a spring phenomenon. But here, it's also spring, but it's usually later. I think March and April is average in Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin. But here, it's more like May, June, July, and they follow the snowmelt. We don't have morels here on the coast necessarily. Somebody will make me a liar and find one, but
Yeah, never.
but generally they aren't found here. We go to the Cascades to look for them over by up above Medford, Lake of the Woods, Butte Falls, that area. And like I say, they follow the snowmelt. And they can be popping as early as Mother's Day and as late as July or August. So it depends on the variety.
We have a friend who gets the mushrooms up by, where's it?
Yeah, where we get our water out of the
Patrick's
ground.
Creek or something.
Yeah, in California.
So
Northern-
in California, but it's higher up. It's high up. So it's funny because I would guess it's hotter there during the summer and not as foggy or humid, I would guess.
What are they picking?
Everything. This
Mushrooms.
Stephen Kazmar, who's most probably listening. Hey, Stephen. He's been on the show before as a musician. He is showing pictures every day of his. I mean, he's got these monster bowls filled with
Yellowish
oysters or
stuff. I don't know.
or
Mushrooms.
trumpets or everything. You know what I found out is that mushrooms, when exposed to ultraviolet light, produce vitamin D, and actually, without even the light, they don't need it to grow. But that makes the mushroom the only item in the store's produce section that has vitamin D.
They did a study in, don't quote me, Finland maybe, one of the northern countries, and they were testing to see if the vitamin D in mushrooms would help pregnant women, I believe. They did some studies that showed that eating mushrooms was advantageous to women who were pregnant, partly because we get vitamin D from the sun. And in the north, in the winter, there's no sun or very little sun. So this was an alternative way for people to get vitamin D.
Is that true of farmed too? Or is it not just wild?
Yeah, all of them, as far as I know.
Well, they can also drink vitamin D fortified milk. No,
Right.
They could. Yes, they could. You're right.
I'm going to start eating, but I want to get pregnant. I do. GiGi, I found this out. Did you know that there's the darker colored mushrooms emit a taste called umami, which was, remember one of our
umami?
umami, one of your
Umami?
few things on our tongue. We get the
Yeah,
five.
mommy's taste bud.
They
Yeah.
have that, especially
Really?
concentrated in darker mushrooms. They exude that. And there's a super rare in the United States, a mushroom called devil cigar. And of course, it's only found in where? Texas. Now, Texas. It's extremely rare with a unique cigar shape that opens into a star.
I have never heard
And,
of that one.
yeah, and it's called the devil's cigar. Look at it. You can Google it. All right, we use Perplexity now.
There's a mushroom called dead man's hand that looks like.
Oh, I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Wow.
Yeah,
goodness.
it's amazing. And
Now,
I don't wanna eat that one.
can you tell us of any experts that come in this year for the festival? What
Yeah.
kind of experts do you have?
so we have, for instance, Noah Siegel. This is his
Noah Siegel.
third year coming, maybe fourth. He and his partner Christian Schwartz wrote Mushrooms of the Redwood Coast.
Oh.
Then they wrote Mushrooms of Cascadia. He and a couple of other people just finished the book Mushrooms of Alaska. He is one of the premier mycologists in the country.
Nice.
And the tickets are going fast for his lecture. He speaks Saturday afternoon, I believe it is. So we love having Noah. And Noah comes in early and helps us identify that gigantic display of mushrooms that we put out. Because every year, we find them and we have to identify them so people come and can see, well, what are these and all that. So Noah helps us with that.
I wonder if he knows Paul Stamets.
Probably.
Yeah, probably does.
One of these days, we're going to have Paul down here.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure of it. Paul, if you're listening,
Come on down to the west.
him and David Aurora is my other one that I would love to get here. And David might be hearing your show in Humboldt County.
Yeah, maybe
So,
next week.
David, Brookings, Oregon, give me a call, 541-661-1385.
Or listen next week. You can hear it all over again at KZZH 96.7 FM. All right, we have to break right here because time flies when we're having fun. It's already that mid-break time here on the Jacques and Doc live radio show, proudly broadcasting from the KCIW 100.7 FM studios in lovely coastal Brookings, Oregon, and beyond. The list of major sponsors for this community radio stations are Advanced Airlines, flying in and out of nearby Crescent City to Oakland and LA 7 days a week. Michelle Bupert, hello to you with our own vibrant local Curry County Chamber of Commerce. We've got Nick and Lisa Rail and their PPA, or the Partnership for the Performing Arts. And lastly, my dear co-host, Dr. GiGi Reed, and yours truly, Jacques Kepner, on behalf of KCIW, thanks to all of you. GiGi, what more questions do we have for our guests?
So for people who want to go to your festival, but they want to practice on their own, what do people have to know about identification of mushrooms? What are the biggest points?
Yeah, Robin.
Well, I mean, there's lots of manuals that, like David Aurora has a good little manual, and there's other professionals that have manuals as a guide. But my personal opinion is going out with somebody that knows and actually having a hands-on experience of looking at things and not in the ground, not
where they grow and how they
habitat.
grow. So what would you, as a guide, you are a guide, what do you point out?
Actually, I'm not a guide.
You're
You're just organizing.
Yeah, for myself,
Yes,
I'm guiding. The way I learned was by going out on forays with people that know what they're doing. And when you say looking for it, it's pretty varied because there are different habitats and different mushrooms grow in different habitats. So it just depends on what's in season, what you're looking for. Does it grow in that area? So there's lots of things.
So Jacques always looks, do they have gills or not? I mean, that's basically all he...
That's something.
I have to destroy them to find out because I can't get down on my knees anymore and look up underneath it. So I kind of tend to break it off.
And that is important, though, if you're going to take a picture, that you don't just take it from above. You kind of go underneath and actually pull away a little of the soil to see just how it's coming up out of the ground. So there's lots of little things you have to know.
I noticed a bunch of them the other day. Now, we live in Crescent City, but out in Lake Earl Wilderness, a bunch of them, there were so many, I couldn't believe how many different types, but I noticed many of them had been chewed on by some small animal. They were tripping out on them. I mean, maybe so. The raccoon became a rat. Who knows what they transformed it? But I didn't know if that's maybe, you see it, if it's good enough for an animal to eat it, then it might be good enough for us. No.
Not necessarily.
No, they don't take that as gospel, folks.
But you're doing some really important things by your observation, because that's really the key to all of this, is being very specific about texture, colors, whether it's shiny, whether it's dull, whether it's got powder on it, so there's lots of details.
I saw a golf ball one. It was a perfect golf ball, slightly smaller, but it was just sitting there waiting to be, hit with a stick. I let that one be. But.
So the mushrooms are actually just the fruiting bodies, right? The main thing is the mycelium, is the little feet underground. Do the mycelium pretty much look the same? I mean, they're so tiny. Can you even see them? Do you really just go with a fruiting body?
If you're a gardener and you've ever turned over a dead log in the spring when you're getting your garden ready and you see that white filmy everywhere on that log, that's mycelium.
Yeah.
And mycelium is oftentimes different colors, but it all basically, and again, not an expert, but it all basically acts the same. It's a thread-like creature that basically makes its way into its habitat, whatever its chosen habitat is. If it's a saprophyte, which is the kind that breaks down the lignin in wood, then it lives on dead wood or dying wood, and it goes through that wood and it basically eats that, breaks it down. If it's a mycorrhizal, that is the kind that lives in symbiotic relationship with a plant or a tree. It's going to be down in the ground, and it's usually going to be giving the tree or the bush the nutrients it needs, and in return getting nutrients from
Like
the tree or the bush.
peas,
Oh, nice.
the pea.
Like nitrogen fixing, plants, exactly, exactly. Mycelium plays an amazingly important role in our world. People don't realize when you use fungicides to kill, because there's bad fungi in the ground. There's the honey mustard is a good example. It's a
The honey, that's the biggest one in the world.
Yep,
The largest living organism.
it's killing those trees. It's not the kind of mushroom you would necessarily want to cultivate. It has its own place in the world. Everything does. But using fungicides indiscriminately is killing an awful lot of the good mycelium as well. So it's all part of that circle of life
I never thought of that. Fungicides, that's a chemical.
that kills fungi.
Oh, my. I never.
Yeah,
Pesticides.
so we
involving
can
pesticides,
nail fungi, onychomycosis.
The-
It also kills out. It's not good for us because we're very closely related to the fungi.
And you could breathe in their spores. Not a good idea. Is that what you're saying? Or something like that?
No,
No, not at all.
absolutely
Okay.
not at all. But
The-
they also, the mycelia also help defend pathogens when they're living with, not just eating the dead wood, but maybe living with the wood. And what did you hear that the largest?
Yeah, the largest living organism in the entire world is a living honey mushroom, which you just said, or the mycelium underneath. It's in, guess where? Oregon's Malheur National Forest, and it covers 2,000, one single entity, all that mycelium, 2,385 acres or 3.5 miles, and is estimated to be 2,500 years old at the youngest. It's pretty amazing. It is the largest. So you get your friends on the next game you play with trivia. See what's the largest. People say it's a blue whale or whatever.
So if we're doing trivia, let me throw that at you.
Yeah.
There is a parasitic mushroom known as cordyceps. And there are a number of different varieties of cordyceps, but the one that I'm going to talk about tends to take over the body of an ant.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
heard
we
about
read
this?
about
Yeah, this is okay.
In the
keep telling us
tropics.
this.
It takes over that critter's mind. It makes it climb to wherever in the tree it wants to be, and then it slowly devours that animal. Those are a medicinal mushroom, highly sought after, those cordyceps, but they're all parasites. And it's absolutely amazing what these things do. We have a parasite here in Brookings. It doesn't.
Don't bust me.
It doesn't parasitize ants or bugs. It parasitizes other mushrooms. It's known as the lobster mushroom, and it's an edible, sought after, but it basically takes over the body of a different kind of mushroom and makes it an edible. It looks like it's the same color as a lobster, and if you get them too old, they will stink to high heaven like lobster. You don't want to pick them then because they're overdone. But yeah, it's just amazing what.
No, I don't know if you know Ötzi. Ötzi is like this ice 5,000 years in ice in the Alps somewhere. They found him, and he had a little satchel, and he had two mushrooms, one for medicinal use, and two kinds
You're
of
kidding me.
mushrooms.
That
in
frozen
there.
guy they
Yeah.
found after
and one to start fires with, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I only know the one with could be.
Because the conchs, the woody shelf-like mushrooms that you'll find on dead and dying trees, we have them all over the place also.
Yeah.
There's one, I think it's Fomitopsis is the one, but it was used as a fire starter for indigenous people years and
Wow, did you hear?
thousands of years ago.
Wow.
I think that's the right one.
Let's talk food. Will there be recipes, cooking, and taste testing at the?
There will.
Yeah.
There will. Hopefully, we've talked to a number of restaurants in town, and there are at least 4, they're showing up on the website, that are supposed to have special mushroom dishes during the festival. So do check our website and go and visit those restaurants in particular. We will have a cooking workshop Saturday afternoon with Chad Hyatt. He's a renowned chef out of the Bay Area. And then on Sunday afternoon, Trent and Kristen Blizzard are coming, and they're going to talk about, I think they're doing tinctures, medicinal tinctures
Oh, cool.
this year. And then, of course, the vegan truck at Checo Brewing, Alex is putting together some mushroom soups, and she did a fabulous mushroom burger last year, just not using hamburger, but mushroom.
Yeah.
And she did a couple of other things with mushrooms.
What is your website so where people can go to?
Wild Rivers with an S. WildRiversMushroomFestival.com.
Okay.
You couldn't make it any longer.
No.
Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival.com. .com.
Maybe next year we'll change it to WRNF.com. Because that's what we refer to it as.
Any mushroom art? Is there?
Yeah, we've got some vendors. I'm doing selling different types of arts. One of our members, Magdalena, she's been a regular vendor for years, and she does really cool stuff. I have no idea what she's got going this year, but artwork, ceramics. One year we had a lady who took driftwood and put ceramic type mushrooms on it and then put little fairy lights on it. They were fabulous.
So cute.
Yeah.
So Jacques is an artist, and his first pictures were mushroom
I've sold
related.
most of them, but I've still got a couple of the favorites. I'll talk to you about that later. But what is the hard mushroom that looks like half a plate is stuck to a tree? And it's
Oh
almost,
yeah, that's his shop.
I've seen that pulled off and then painted and set up like a dome, and it's so beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, those are known as conchs. That's a general word. They're the shelf mushrooms. They're a saprophyte. So when you find a shelf mushroom like that growing on the tree, that tree is dying. Now that mushroom's not killing that tree. That mushroom is just doing what it's supposed to do, break that tree down, and it'll take decades sometimes. It doesn't happen overnight.
Kind of like hospice.
But the one you're talking about is also known as the artist's conch. And if you
Really?
etch the underneath, which is where the spore comes from, that's its this is the underneath this one. Well, a shelf one has a solid white, and if you etch it, it stays.
Wow.
And yes, people do use those for artwork all the time.
Sometimes you get them really.
So they don't decompose those mushrooms?
No, I mean probably eventually, but not for a long.
They're hard. They're just desiccated.
I have a box of conchs, and some of them are this big
Oh
that I got from
gosh,
Judy May Lopez. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a trip. How does the festival help educate the public? Okay, let's go into detail. So it's $5 you get in, and you can look at all these different mushrooms, mingle and look at all the different displays and whatnot. But then you have separate. You go into the reception area at the brewery, and you have. That's
Walk us through. We're going into it. What happens? What do we see?
So, do you want to jump in?
Well, I can do the display. The display is, I don't know how many tables long.
It's 12 or something.
Yeah, it's
14.
pretty immense.
Long ones.
Yeah, and it's set up almost like a forest setting. So it looks like you're walking into a mushroom forest.
Wow.
And it's really, I've started doing the festival, visiting it in 2019, and it was just like mind-blowing because it's so amazing. And right down to the mossy ground cover. I mean, it's
So it's
pretty,
natural. It's nature.
Yes.
It's not pretend
Yes.
mushrooms.
It's
real
real.
mushrooms.
Over 1,000? Was that what somebody said?
A couple hundred usually. is
Couple
what we
hundred,
find.
okay.
Yeah, what we
it
have.
looks like 1,000. It's immense, and there's big and little, and then you have people that are standing there to help people identify them, and if they have questions about the display. So it's really informational and educational.
You have little signs that say these are chanterelles.
Yeah, I think they're going to have some kind of identification tag.
Chanterelles and then false
False
chanterelles.
chanterelles.
Right, and I wouldn't necessarily use that as a guide that I would then know to go out and harvest, but it's really just informational, and you can ask questions about each one.
So
and
people
get-
will be standing
Yes.
at each station,
Yes.
and you can ask them. So they go out and hunt those mushrooms the days before or the day before, and
We've got people out there today that were looking for mushrooms. I mean, some stuff like the conchs you can pick anytime, and and they'll see. But like I have a pile of compost out in my front yard, and I just noticed the other day it's got a whole bunch of these little tiny, very fragile, black-looking mushrooms. I'm not completely sure what they are. And so I'm not going to pick them till Friday afternoon to take them in because they won't
they're so
last. They won't.
fragile.
Yeah, they won't last.
You know, we're right downstairs here at the KCIW studio from the Black Trumpet restaurant up there, and they've got those big, beautiful mushroom coloring on the windows. I love looking at that.
Yeah.
And I guess there are black trumpets in this area, right?
Yeah, that's one of the kinds. A highly sought after edible usually pops in November, December, give or take. It likes damp, dark areas like gullies along the streams. Favors huckleberry usually and salal, mostly huckleberry. sadly, the Chetco bar fire burned up quite a few of our best patches, but they're out there still. You just got to get creative.
Yeah,
Speaking
some
of
people.
fire, tell her the story.
No, well, different story. So some people are surprised that they grow in dark areas. It's not really surprising because they're not plants. They don't need the sunlight.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Also, we heard that there are certain mushrooms that thrive on freshly burned.
Oh yeah.
Because the mycelium is still underneath there. It's still got, but there are, certain right after burns, you find specific types.
Yeah.
Well, out west, that's where people hunt morels, is usually the spring after a forest fire.
Really?
Is where morels will pop here in the West. It's different than, in the Midwest.
Yeah.
The Midwest would grow what we would call naturals, ones that come back year after year from the same patch, which they say morels are both mycorrhizal and saprophytic. They're kind of a very unique mushroom. So here, logging areas, forest fires, the spring after is generally. There are other mushrooms that come up after a burn too, but the morels are the ones people
What is
hunt.
the red one with the white cottage cheese?
Yeah, and
Amanita.
Amanita.
That's Amanita muscaria, also known as fly agaric.
Yeah, fly agaric. It's going to get you sick if you eat it.
It'll get you
Is it
sick. It's not going to
healthy?
kill you. It's an Amanita, but it's not a deadly Amanita like
Psychoactive?
some people think. I'm not going to say.
Well, how about champignons?
No, I've heard that
Anybody?
you could scrape the
Champignons,
top off.
I believe those are button mushrooms, right? Agaricus.
Yeah, they're button mushrooms. Do they actually grow in the wild anymore? Or
They
is
do,
it
but
just-
I don't think people harvest them because they're easily cultivated.
yeah.
Liberty caps, those are those
Those are psilocybin.
You pick they're psilocybin, and
Think.
if you pick them, they fade them instantly. I mean,
That makes sense.
I had a whole handful in my pocket the other day, and they all disappeared. But when I got home,
Well, did you ingest them as well?
quiet. Dr. GiGi came home.
But to get back to your original question, and Robin was explaining the $5 to get in, that's what that gets you. You get a chance to see that display, talk to experts, mingle with people who are mushroom nuts, shop the vendors, buy books. We sell some of the books, including David Aurora's book. And all of that for $5. You can eat there. You can hang out the whole day. The lectures are an additional 20. Some of the workshops we have, we charge 30 because you'll take home a log with mycelium on it or a scarf that's been dyed. And then we do have one workshop which is currently sold out, which is all day long. And it's for beginners. They're going out with an expert and learning hands-on.
That's
John.
the way.
That's John and
Pretty much all the hikes are booked, right?
Yeah, the hikes are all sold out right now.
No, are you expecting them to be rained out? There's going to be some rain.
Oh, no. The weekend is going to be perfect.
Yes, very good.
Well, even if it was raining a little
Well,
bit,
that's
you could
what
still
my
go out,
question,
right?
right? You would still go out.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Robin can tell you.
Yeah, we go out. And, when you're in the woods, you're really protected because there's trees and it's not like it's downpouring on you. And it's actually the right time to be doing that because that's when they're out.
We went to Stout Grove when my friend from Germany was here and her dog Katya was here. It started raining, so we had to put the trash bags over us. Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't finish that walk. I was chewing on those mushrooms, remember? I was staring
Even
at
though we were protected,
I was
Stout
staring
Grove,
at a daisy for hours. Oh, God.
Maybe that's good blood pressure
Yeah.
medicine.
Do children get in free? Do they? Is there a discount for?
Yeah, children 12 and under are free.
with the parent.
With the,
Yeah, with the parent. Yeah, don't drop your kids off, please. And this year, every year we really like to educate the kids, and we've had a hard time finding the right teacher for it. We haven't had a teacher for the last few years, but this year we have Rachel Zoller, and she's brilliant. And she's going to do a kids workshop on Sunday morning, 10:30, I believe is what time. There are tickets available for that. You require one adult with each kid. The kid, of course, gets in free. The adult's 20. And you can come in with your kid and learn about mushrooms, and they can learn about, all the magic of hunting mushrooms. It's going to be really good. I really hope we
So
sell out.
you're just not making money. This is your main yearly fundraiser for the Wild Rivers Mushroom Club.
Pretty much, but in the back of all that, the reason we even started this was because we really wanted to share what we'd learned with as many people as we could. So we try to bring in the best speakers we can find, internationally known mycologists, guys who've been, one of our guys, John Summer, he's been coming for years.
He's great.
He's wonderful. He was the president of the Colorado Mycological Association. He's now living in Reedsport and comes down, and he's kind of like our resident mycologist, if you will. Trent and Kristen Blizzard, they put together these wonderful morel maps every spring that map the burns. What we're trying to do is convey to everybody how much fun mushrooms can be.
Right.
The hunting, the photography, the creative, the cooking with, the making yourself well with. I mean, the whole gardening with. There's so many things that mushrooms, that mycelium does for us, that fungi does for us, and we just want to pass that along.
So what does the club do? When do you meet? Just before the festival, or what do you do during the year?
Monthly meetings, or
the festival. I mean, the club kind of went a little bit quiet for a while when we had the COVID issues, but it started back up again, and it's a membership of $20 per person, or $30 for a couple. And you participate in presentations by guest speakers. You go on forays. Oh
boy!
And education, just being educated about going out and what that means, and the practices of being in the forest and harvesting properly and respectfully. So it's educational, but it's also a lot of fun, and you learn from each other.
Where do you meet, and how often?
We have various places that we have met in the past, so it's always local. And the activity center is one place we've met. So yeah.
You also go. Do you know you can learn about that on the website?
Oh yes,
same website.
By going to Wild Rivers Mushroom Festival.com.
The club. Does the club have?
No, I don't know if it has a club.
If it doesn't, I'll create a page.
There you go.
And come
you heard it here.
Come to the festival, because we'll have sign-up sheets
for people. Everybody show up to the festival. This sounds like a lot of fun. What are the hours again?
Hours are Saturday and Sunday, November 8th and 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. Doors open Saturday morning at 9:30. Come and be.
You're going to expect a big crowd.
The hikes start at the brewery, or where do the hikes start?
Yeah, the hikes start at the brewery. And I mean, I would encourage, even though we're sold out, I'm being told by our foray leader, Yerma, that she might try to put together a last minute, waiting list type hike, because we've got a couple of people coming to lead them, and we've got nice weather.
Right on.
And so just show up. If you really want to go to a hike, on a hike, and you couldn't get a ticket, just show up anyway. And if we can, we'll fit you in somewhere.
Are you always looking for volunteers?
Yes, please.
Yeah, volunteers and donations. We're wanting angel donors.
We don't need donations necessarily. We do this festival does a really good job of paying for itself and giving the club a little bit of extra to move forward each year. Setting up overnight forays. We just did a matsutake foray up in Reedsport with two of our speakers. They invited some folks up, and they spent the entire day hunting matsis and stayed over. Wow, cool. We did a morel foray last spring that was real popular. We'll do another one this year, maybe two. We're a brand new 501. Prior to this year, we weren't a 501c3, and so we weren't as worried about, using the money for nonprofit educational purposes, but now we are. And so we're coming up with all kinds of new things that we can offer the club that will make it worth their while. But we always need volunteers. It takes 50 people plus to put this festival on.
Wow.
And we start planning again in January.
How many members does the club have?
Right now, we've got a mailing list of about 70 people and a paid membership list of about half that.
Okay.
Cool.
Not a huge.
$30 a couple. Sounds like a deal.
Yeah.
And learning all sorts of stuff. So they're going to reach out by going to wildriversmushroom.festival.com. That's the best way. It's happening this week between 10 and 4. Doors open at 9:30. Wow, what can I say? But thank you for giving us this information, and thanks for the laughter too.
Yeah.
This was just wonderful. Oh, one question: should people know? Should they be wearing boots? Wear light layers of clothes, maybe?
I would definitely, especially if you're coming from out of town, I would come prepared for weather, even though we're pretty sure it's not going to rain. I would bring rain gear anyway. If you're going to be out in the woods, then yeah, boots are good. Hiking shoes especially. You know the trails here. They're up
Should
and
you bring
down.
a basket with you?
A basket would be lovely. We've been known to use plastic bags just to put them in, but
Sure.
once you get back, you don't want them in plastic.
Right.
That'll ruin them. Baskets are great.
Can you touch all of them? Do you have to have separate little latex gloves or something? You can touch all of them.
From what I've always understood and what the experts say, even the deadly poisonous ones are not going to hurt you if you touch them.
That just does not lick the finger.
Well, even that isn't really going to hurt you.
Yeah,
You
I-
actually have to ingest a side dish worth or a whole mushroom worth for it to really hurt you.
And do you have a little trial too, or do you just kind of?
Some people
Pluck 'em.
pluck them, some people cut them. One thing you should have if you're going to be harvesting is a knife. I mean, I have a knife in my bag.
Oh, I got a gun in mine. Better watch it.
Mine's just a little.
Warning you.
Mine's just a little revolver too, little tiny one.
I'm a mushroom picker. What can I say?
All right.
Anyway, a knife is good. A brush would be handy to brush off the dirt and the duff. I tend to cut mine unless I can get to the base, and then I'll pluck. If you're picking them because you're not completely sure what they are and you want to bring them back to the festival and get an answer, it's ideal to pluck them, like Robin has said, because oftentimes the bottom of the mushroom tells you an awful lot about what kind of mushroom it is.
Yeah.
Amanitas are the one that come to mind. The amanita has a specific look to its base that no other mushroom has, and that can tell you if you've got an amanita or a horse mushroom or another agaricus type.
Wow.
That's one of the indicators.
Fabulous information. It's all going on this weekend, folks. Kathleen Dixon and Robin Roche, please, thank you. Please, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
and
you.
having
Yes,
fun
very
with
cool.
us.
Yes.
Again.
And laughing at his jokes.
Okay,
Thank
and by
you.
the way, we have a few minutes left. What does that mean, Doctor?
right.
Fun time corner. Okay. Did you know that Dr. GiGi and I were happy for so many years? And then we met. Darn it. Hey, Ray watched the baseball game the other night, Baseball rolled into a bar. The bartender threw it out. Okay, finally I have a bad one that nobody. Hey, Doc, what? Doc, what do you give a man who has everything, Doctor? Try penicillin.
Oh, that's cute.
All right, what do you got for a quote?
All mushrooms are edible. Some only once.
Yep.
Whoa.
Good.
I think 2% or less is poison. Okay, give it another one.
Mushrooms are the interface organisms between life and death.
One more.
Now you're milking it.
Hey, I used to play instruments by ear, but now I use my hands.
I saw that one coming.
What do you call two monkeys that share an Amazon account? Primates.
Oh, that's
Don't tell anybody, Doctor. Don't tell Doctor, but last night I had a date, and it was perfect. Tomorrow I think I'll have a fig. Don't you hate it when someone answers their own questions? I sure do.
I've heard that fig joke, 10 times, and it always surprises me.
Hey, you heard the devil got busted? They got him on possession. Okay, give us some more quotes, Doc. I'm running out of jokes.
Mushrooms are the immune system of the forest. So I have a more for us to discuss, but that was one.
Well,
Mushrooms are the unsung heroes of the food world.
wow.
But
Cool,
we
cool.
sang a song. All right.
Yeah. Did you hear? Oh, wait, Dr. GiGi thinks that I'm weird now that I'm wearing a helmet every time we eat. I'm just playing it safe on my new crash diet.
Good one. Good one.
Okay.
Mushrooms are not just food. They are medicine.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What's dead and sits in a closet? Did I already say that one?
Not in
What's dead and sits in a closet, folks? The hide and seek champion from 1995. Okay, is that it? Hey, come to
more.
think of it, Moses had the first tablet that connected to the cloud. All right.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Guess what? You have been listening to Doc and Jacques on KCIW 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. We hope you enjoyed our show as much as we have, learning about the Wild Mushroom Festival with Kathleen Dixon and Robin Rash.
Indeed. Peace and prosperity everyone out there. Thanks again, Tom and Linda and Ray and others that make the show possible. If you know anybody that's talented would be on the show, then reach out to us at docandjacques@gmail.com. That's it. Stay tuned for Tony Durso on KCIW. Thank you, folks.
Bye.